Long, hot summers have a way of stretching time out here. The farm slows down and people disappear into the heat. But the grass seems to thrive. It keeps growing whether you're ready or not. Every week, I'm back out here, cutting down everything I let get away from me. There's always mowing, at the house or at the farm, it's all the same. It's the one quiet place where the world pretends to make sense, even if we all know it doesn't. Storms don't wait for anybody either. I can feel this one coming. Heavy air, shifting winds, sky turning that color that tells you something big is coming. Pass after pass, one more row, one more shot at putting a little order back into the world before it all breaks loose. Maybe that's all any of us are doing, tending our small corner while we still can, knowing damn well the storm's coming either way. These plants are growing so fast. Not rooted really great, but it must be rooted because they are growing by the day. I can see it. I am super glad that I got all that mowing done because the weather has made a drastic shift. It's gone from like 80 degrees and kind of cloudy to today. We're supposed to be 102 with 30-mile-an-hour winds and a dew point of 72 degrees, which is terrible. Today I have to drive into the big city and get license plate tags or tabs. Most people say tags. Where I grew up, everybody said tabs for this vehicle. When my truck kind of crapped out on me, I started driving this, and then I realized I don't have valid license plates anymore because I haven't used it in so long. And then once I did, I got a letter in the mail. It's like, hey, your tabs are expired. You need to get this taken care of. And I was like, oh, okay. Or they're going to, I think is what it said. But I read it wrong, and I ended up buying tabs for the vehicle that I don't drive anymore. I don't know what I was thinking. I also forgot I gotta get fuel. 45 minutes later, and we are legal to drive.
Need to build your next success.
I'm not gonna put the stickers on because it's super hot out, and I'll do that when I get home. I got them right here, so if I get pulled over, it shouldn't be an issue. So I didn't hear it yesterday, but apparently in this heat and wind and all that, the neighbor's tree blew down and left like a really dangerous piece hanging out. So they're out here trying to chop it down, and hopefully it doesn't fall on my stuff. Let's go take a look. It's really windy, so I probably won't be able to talk, but we can take a look. When the farm slows down like this, you get a little room to breathe and look over the things you've spent the whole spring working on. Room to grab a cold drink with friends, sit in the village bar and laugh about nothing and everything, and pretend the world isn't as heavy as it feels. Summer gives you that, those small pockets of time you don't appreciate until they're gone. And every now and then, someone fires up an old engine, that low rumble, drifting in the window. That's how you know it's time to cut loose. Car shows are a kind of pastime around here. Every little town seems to have one. And when the heat of the day fades, it's time for a beer, some live music, and some semi-legal fireworks. Looking good, dude. Keep growing. I think while it's a little bit cooler, I'm going to go ahead and see if I can't clean up some of these bottles. We're actually all done with spraying, but all the bottles have been triple rinsed now, and they need the labels taken off and the caps removed so they can be properly recycled. And there's a fair amount of bottles there, but there's a fair amount of ground to cover, so it's a little cooler today, so I guess if I can find, I'm in the shade here, I just bring the bottles here and just rip off the labels. Pretty boring, but it needs to be done. I was going to try and record this elsewhere, but it's kind of windy today, and anywhere outside you just get wind noise, and so I figured the gazebo kind of breaks the wind a little bit with the screens and stuff, so I guess I'll do it here. Beans are looking pretty good. I do have a lot of volunteer corn out there, and I can see that the spraying we did do knocked out a lot of the weeds, or it is in the process of knocking out a lot of the weeds that are out there. I was kind of surprised because some of the bigger ones, I'm like, those are just going to be a problem. They're going to outgrow it, but they were short enough to be done in by the chemicals we put on there. Eventually this summer, once we get that sprayer cleaned up and all that situation put away, we're going to have to get the planter out of our shed here and switch it around and bring that other combine home so that we can switch the feeder house chain on it. I've been meaning to do that since last year, and it's kind of one of those things, out of sight, out of mind, but we have stuff in each shed, and it's kind of like one of those little puzzles where you have to move all the little numbers around and put them in order, and one's missing. So shuffling combines and tractors and planters and everything around takes two people, and it seems like it takes about half a day to get anything done, and that's if everything starts right. Sometimes you get over there and the batteries are dead on a combine or something, and it just ends up taking a lot more time. I wasn't going to take you guys out spraying with me yesterday, but I didn't, because our sprayer is just sketchy enough that there's a lot of things to control. Your ground speed, your height on all three, both the booms in the center. You're trying to navigate, you're trying to follow the GPS track. Well, actually we just run rows, so we don't really need GPS track, but it gives you an idea of what you're covering, at least anyway. Since all the technology is basically fried on that sprayer of ours, it's one thing to manage the steering wheel and the booms and your speed and everything, but then a camera, there's nowhere to really put a camera in there. And on top of that, spraying is just one of those things that can be controversial, I guess. Everybody has different feelings about it. We don't spray anything that the rest of the world isn't already spraying. We spray very little compared to people around us, and most farmers probably, mainly because, well, it's expensive. And we try and use a lot fewer chemicals than most people. But I don't want the channel to turn into one of these things of pro against farming practices and negative comments and positive comments, people arguing. Not that anybody comments on any of my videos anyway, but if there were, I don't want it to turn into that. I don't want that to be the thing that is the catalyst to all of a sudden getting more traffic on the channel. That's one of the reasons I don't really do a lot of videos about when we're spraying and stuff like that. It just it doesn't need to be a thing, I guess. It's just, yes, we spray, yes, we put chemicals on. No, we're not trying to kill you, everyone out there. It's, just part of farming, but people have pretty crazy ideas of what farmers are actually doing, so we're just gonna, maybe someday.